Hey everybody, and welcome to the replay. Thanks. It's good to see you again. Hey, we're back. It's been a while. What's up, everybody? It's been a while, I know. Right, get you plugged in here. Man, it's been a while, so I'm finally back in Chicago. We had a great mission trip, so thank you for all of your prayers, your thoughts, and your support. Hey, what's up? What's up, Pastor Gibbs? How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for logging on. I appreciate you. And I hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great day and a good evening. It's been forever. I know, Tiffany, it's been forever. Hello, Colette. Hello. Hey, Dr. Matthew Stevenson. How you doing, sir? It's good to see you, man of God. Thank you for jumping on the scope. I am back in America, and I am here. My father's here. We're all here. We made it back safe. So thank you for all of your prayers and all of your support. I want to jump in real quick because I just have a little bit of time. So thank you for welcoming me back to America. I appreciate that. I did meet the King of Zamunda while I was over there. Just kidding. It's a Coming to America reference for those of you all who don't know. But thank you for the prayers. So I want to talk about 12 ingredients for kingdom leaders. Now, you might have seen one of my other scopes where I caught some snippets. Hey everybody, thanks for coming on in. You caught some snippets of my dad talking about the 12 ingredients for kingdom leaders, or for kingdom success for leaders. And so, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to just go ahead and go through all of those 12 ingredients because you might have just got snippets here and there. And so I wanted to go to those 12 ingredients. And if you go to the link in my bio, I actually put out just the list. That way you will have it. And the 12 ingredients that he teaches about for kingdom success for leaders. And so he taught this at different business breakfasts. Is that the right word? Breakfasts. It's a weird word. And he also taught it at different sessions where we were teaching leaders, not just ministry leaders, but you got politicians and different influential people, business people. So this is what he was talking about. And as a bonus for you, because I love giving you stuff and you guys love these giveaways, I actually have one of my favorite books. This is one of my dad's books, one of my favorite books, Transform Your Thinking, Transform Your Life. It's an amazing book and I want to give it to you as my free gift to you if you are the one who has the most hearts on this scope. You guys love these giveaways so much. Every time I do it, you guys are like, hey, when's the next one? So I'll give this to you if you give the most hearts on this scope, even if you're on the replay. So check it out. Make sure to give the hearts. And if you've won already, you cannot win again. But thank you for participating. So what's the number one ingredient? Number one, and I'm not going in order, but I'll go just down the list. Number one, be a visionary. God communicates through vision. Never forget that. Hello, everybody. If you're jumping on the scope, make sure to invite somebody else. So invite your friends, invite your followers, tweet, Facebook, all that kind of stuff to be able to share this. All you have to do is swipe up if you are on Android, swipe left to right if you are on iOS devices, Apple devices. Share this with somebody, please. Thank you, Revive One. Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Miss JJ401. So be a visionary. God communicates through vision. You can't see, you can't go somewhere you can't see, right? And so, you know, when you're trying to make it to a destination, you don't drive there blindfolded, right? You got to see. Well, vision gives you sight. And so when you are able to see something, you can go there. When you can see it, you can do it. A lot of times when people have these dreams come and they have these things that they've achieved, it's not because all of a sudden they just happen to fall into it or happen by accident. A lot of times these people who achieve these awesome mega dreams, they saw it with their mind far before you saw it in the manifestation of it physically. You know, when you saw it come to pass, when you actually saw that business start, that organization start, or whatever happened. And so you got to see it first. Vision is key. So be a visionary. God works through vision. So when God gives you those dreams, those visions, those ideas, don't push them back, even if they seem too big for you. But I got news for you. God made it that way so you can include him in the equation. So it's too big for you, but it's not too big for God. Number one, be a visionary. Number two, have courage. Remember to tap the screen to give some hearts. Have courage. That is important. What is courage? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the strength to overcome fear. Always remember, courage, strength. When Joshua was going in to take the land of Canaan, it talked about in Joshua chapter 1, God told him over and over. As a matter of fact, God told him 4 times in Joshua chapter 1, be strong and of good courage, fear not. He was telling him, he was encouraging him, hey, remember Joshua, you can do it, because with me all things are possible. And so don't be afraid, don't be discouraged, go forward. So have courage. Number 3, we have seek and use wisdom. Talks about in the Proverbs that wisdom is the principal thing. That means that's the number one thing. Get wisdom. It talked about in the Bible that when the earth was formed, wisdom was there. Wisdom was right there with God. And so it talks about wisdom as like almost as unto a person. And so what you have to do is you have to get wisdom. And wisdom is one of the best things that you can do. And God says in the word in James that, hey, if you lack wisdom, if anybody lacks wisdom, all you have to do is ask of him and he'll give you freely, and he will not hold back, or he will not rebuke you for asking. And so a lot of times we forget to ask God for wisdom, and we try to go off on all these plans and endeavors, and we try to achieve these big dreams, and we want to go somewhere as leaders, but we forget one key thing: wisdom. Wisdom is the how-to. It is the correct application of knowledge. I don't care how much you know. Tell me about how you can apply what you can know. That's what wisdom is. It's important. Number 4, integrity. You know, my dad says this. He says, no man can stay down who holds his integrity. Or we can say it like this: that if you feel like things are not going right in your life, God will always honor your integrity. And when you keep your integrity, you can't fail. You can't fail with God when you keep your integrity. Sometimes it's easier to lie and cheat and steal your way to the top, or so it seems. But you know, it says in the word of God that there is a way that seems right unto a man, but the end of that way is death. And let me tell you, you can never get sustained success operating principles that come from the kingdom of darkness, because those principles are not principles built for longevity. They're built for quick result that will pretty soon crumble and fall and fade. And what you want to do is you want to build success on something that's lasting, that's strong, a foundation that will never be shaken. And integrity is that foundation. What is integrity? Hey, doing the right thing, even when it's not convenient. That's integrity. Doing the right thing, even if nobody else would ever find out what happened. You chose to do the right thing because you had the integrity of God in your heart. And God honors that, and he sees that. I want to tell you number 5. And remember, you get the most hearts on this scope, and I'll send you this book for free. Transform Your Thinking, Transform Your Life by Dr. Bill Winston. He's a pretty good guy. I know him pretty well. Grew up in his house for many years. He's got a lot of good stuff to say. One of my favorite books. Number 5, sound moral judgment. We are in a society and a time right now where morality is like sliding down. It's like sliding like off the cliff. And we got to have strong, sound moral judgment. Thank you, Barbara, for inviting your people. We got to have sound moral judgment. And so that is one of the ingredients for your kingdom success for leaders. Hey, everybody. Number 6, we're almost halfway there. Persistence. Stay with it. Come on, say it with me. Stay with it. You just got to stay with it. You got to be persistent in the face of all kind of adversity and all kind of obstacles and stresses and whatever else life is throwing at you. You got to stay with it. Stick with it no matter what it looks like. Stick with it no matter what it seems. Don't worry about what it looks like right now. Just know that your future is secure. And when you're with God, you are an unbeatable team that cannot fail. Not because you're so great, but because he promised you victory. And I know if God promised me victory and he's on the winning team, I want to get on God's team. So if I can get on his plan, his agenda, his team, I know that my success is secure if I follow the things that he has for me to follow. A lot of times what will happen in life, and I was teaching about this just the past weekend at church service, a lot of times what happens in life is that things may seem in life that they're not going our way. And what the enemy tries to do is tries to get you to look at the scoreboard and say, hey, check this out, dude, you're losing. It's the 4th quarter, you're losing. Hey, there's only a couple minutes left in the game, you're losing. Hey, there's only a little bit of time left in the situation, you're losing. And he tries to keep making you look at that scoreboard and look at the fact that you may be losing. But what you got to remember is you always win and you always triumph through God. And so if God has always made you to triumph, then you know the expected end. What the enemy wants to get you to do is he doesn't want you to play out the game to the end. What he wants to make you to do is he wants to make you forfeit and quit. And that's the only way that you can lose. Remember, no dream can survive a person who quits. No dream. I don't care how big the dream is, how great it sounded, how much funding you had behind it. No dream can survive a person who quits. So don't be a quitter, be a go-getter. All right, let's go. Number 7, fear of the Lord. Hate what God hates. Love what God loves. Fear of the Lord. The worshipful, reverent respect of the Lord. What does to fear the Lord mean? I really believe that fear the Lord means to let God weigh in on my situation. That means that I actually let God have a voice that means more to me than everybody else's opinion. That's reverent respect for the Lord, that I am allowing God to weigh in on my situation. Not only God, but his word. Him and his word are one. And so I'm allowing God to have a big influence on what I say, what I do. And I'm not just walking around acting like he doesn't exist, but I'm treating my life like he has something to say, and I want to hear what he has to say. So thank you so much for inviting your friends and followers. We're almost done. Make sure that you click on the link on my bio and you can download this sheet, which has all of the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And hey, what's up? And you can make sure to get this sheet. I'm talking about 12 ingredients for kingdom leaders, or for kingdoms of success, for leaders. Number 8. Here we go. You ready for number 8? I'm ready. Principle-centered and purpose-centered life. So that's number 8. The 8th ingredient for kingdom success for leaders is principle-centered and purpose-centered life. You got to be centered. You got to be grounded. You got to know what you're standing for. If you don't know what you're standing for, you'll fall for any old kind of mess that comes your way. We don't want that. So you got to know what you're standing for. You have to have a principle-centered life and a purpose-centered life. I believe that abuse is inevitable, as one man says, when purpose is not known. And when purpose is not known, you'll continue to live life as an experiment. And we don't want to do that. You don't have to trial and error, my friend. You can actually walk in a way in life where you can just know what to do. Well, how do you know what to do? Does that mean you're psychic? No, that means that you've teamed up with God and you're allowing God to speak into your life and give you instructions for life to bring you to the best place of life. Come on now. So that's how we do it. And I believe that as you have a purpose-centered life and you understand what God's plan is for your life, you'll come to an expected end, a place of great things happening in your life. Now, it doesn't come without some challenges, but you can overcome every single one of those challenges. Am I speaking to you today? Come on, hit me with some thumbs up if I'm speaking to you today. Number 9. I'm excited. Okay, we got 4 more. This is number 9. Organization and time management. Here we go. Thank you, Destiny, for the thumbs up. Organization and time management. Thank you all. Thank you all. Organization and time management. So, something that Bill Winston says, if you can't manage time, you can't manage money either. Pow. There it is. Management goes hand in hand in every area of your life. It's hard to be unorganized in one area and be super organized in another. Either you're going to be organized or you're not. And you're only as organized as you are in the unsupervised areas of your life. What does that mean? That might mean the outside of your car looks clean, but when I walk inside of your car and open up the trunk, I see a plethora of stuff everywhere. Does that sound like somebody you know? I know that's not you, but maybe it's somebody you know. That's organization. And now, why is organization so important? Well, God will only bless as you are sufficiently organized to contain it. How do I know that? When Jesus fed the 5,000, he told them to sit down in numbers of groups of 50 and 100. And then when he did that, he broke the bread, he blessed it, broke it, and it multiplied, and he was able to feed them. And then he said, gather up the fragments so that none be lost. And so then he had 12 baskets full of fragments, and he gave it back to the boy. And so I can understand that organization and that smart management was something that was very important to Jesus. And notice that the organization led to increase. I believe that organization, when you're dealing with God in the kingdom of God, Organization always will lead to increase, and God is going to bless you as you're sufficiently organized to contain it, because God is not wasteful. Have you ever thought about that? That God is not wasteful, so He's not going to bless you in a place where you already can't contain or manage what you already have. He's looking for faithful stewards, good and faithful stewards. And I believe you're one of those good and faithful stewards. But one of the outward expressions of your faithful stewardship is organization. That means that I care about what I have currently, and if I get more, I'm going to be able to handle what I have. So, organization and time management. Time is the only asset that you can never get back. You can replace things. You can replace even friendships. You can replace, money and whatever you feel like you lost, but you can't replace time. And so time is very important. Use every minute wisely. Number 10, planning and execution. You must plan because your life is not random. You get plans through prayer. You got to plan. Hey, everybody. Hey, you got to plan. Hey, if you fail to plan, what is the saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There you go. So you got to plan, and you got to plan with God in mind. You got to let God give you those plans. I need to get in order. Pray with me about this. This is an issue. Well, I pray that you help get them in order, Lord. Help them get organized. Give them wisdom. So a lot of these things you'll see run hand in hand. They're all ingredients. And so planning and execution is very important. But the plan is the thing that helps you establish where you want to go. It's great to have a vision, but then you have to have the steps in order to walk out that vision. How do you execute? One of the hardest things I believe in life is executing on visions and dreams. I really do. I talk to people all the time who have some great ideas, great plans, great inventions. They have great things going on in here. But what brings it from here and here to out here? Something that I can do, I can see, I can touch, I can operate in, I can walk into, I can step into, I can do business with. How do I do it? Execution is the thing that makes your vision a reality. You got to have plan, and you got to have an execution plan. And so how do you do that thing? I believe wisdom. You got to start right there with wisdom. Say, God, I've never built a business plan before. Help me. And God, He might lead you to different people, resources, things, ideas. You never know what God's going to do. But I'm here to tell you that He's going to do some great things for you. So, also, delegation. We got delegation. That's number 11. Hey, baby. Delegation is number 11. So, you got to delegate. You got to make sure you delegate wisely. What I always say is when you delegate, you got to make sure to delegate to people's strengths. So as you delegate to people's strengths, you'll make sure to use them in the way that is best fit for them. Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Hi. You going to hang out with Jake?
Yes, we have a battle.
Stop. Let go. Okay. So, brief interruption. Delegation. Delegation is really important. And I really believe that as you delegate to people's strengths, it's the best for everybody. Here's what I mean. When people ask to volunteer with a ministry, they ask to volunteer with anything that I'm in leadership over, a lot of times I'll ask them, what do you like to do? What do you feel called to do? What do you feel like you're on this earth to do? What is your gift? What is your hobby? What do you enjoy? And from those things often tell me something about the person beyond just what they say, but they tell me something about them. And when I know something about them, I'm able to position them in the place where they are able to get the most benefit out of what I'm asking them to do, and I'm able to get the most output from them. Give you an example. If you have somebody who's artistic, maybe they like to do artistic things. So maybe let's say they like to draw and they like to sing and write music. And then you try to delegate to them a lot of, Destiny. Okay, great. So you try to delegate to them a lot of administrative work that is very paperwork heavy and a lot of desk work that is very data entry heavy, just keying things in a computer. Well, for them, they might not like that. And a lot of artistic people will not like that very much at all. You might have some that'll be okay with it, But a lot of people who are like that may not prefer that. And you know what happens is you'll end up getting suffering turnover with those who are on your team, because you're placing them in an area where they're least likely to succeed. Not because they don't have the ability to do it, but because the way they're wired, they just don't like it. And so, you know, sometimes we have to suck it up and do it, but I'd rather put people in positions where they like it. Because if they like what they're doing, they're going to serve with a lot of energy and with a lot of passion. And so I believe that that's key with delegation, placing people in the area where they can serve the best because of their passions and how they are and how they're created. So, number 12, measurement. So, if you can't measure it, can't manage it. If you can't measure it, you know, how do you know that you're being successful? So, oh, I'm glad you're sharing this with my son. He's very artistic in music and art. Awesome. So measurement. Measurement's the last one. You got to know how to measure stuff. Because how do you know when you're successful? How do you know that you're a success? How do you know that you've achieved and you've arrived? How do you know you have this new project and you say, well, I think we're successful. Well, are you? Did you set some goals? Do you have some targets? How do you know you're successful? So measurement. You got to be able to measure what you've done. You have numbers, you have whether it's quality, whether you have feedback, maybe you have testimonials, maybe you're asking members of your team for some feedback. You got to be able to measure this stuff. So what is this? The 12 ingredients for kingdom success for leaders. Thank you so much for joining. And this is as taught by my father, Bill Winston. And he was giving these keys out, these nuggets, these wisdom nuggets. He was throwing them out at the meetings while we were in South Africa. And so when we met with leaders and different influential people, whether it be business or ministry or politics or everything in between, these are some of the things he was throwing out. So make sure to go to the link in my bio and you can go ahead and download this. Destin, you're welcome. You can download this right here if you go to the link in my bio, or you can take a screenshot of it right now and you'll have it, boom, right there for you. So check that out. That's for you. And if you've given the most hearts on this scope or on the replay, this will be yours. So this will be yours. Transform Your Thinking, Transform Your Life by Dr. Bill Winston. One of my favorite books. It's great. A great teacher. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great teaching. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's awesome nuggets. Bless you, Pastor David. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is that Anthony? Thank you. I appreciate that. So thanks, guys. Can't wait to come again on Wednesday. All right. Loved all. Thanks, Destiny. Thanks for visiting. How will you get the book to me? Oh, you're going to win. Nessie, you're going to win. Okay. Well, if you are the winner, I'll make sure to contact you via Twitter and I'll make sure to get your address so I can send it out to you as my free gift to you because you deserve it because you work so hard. Tap, 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 tap in the screen. So we'll see who wins. You can also go back on the replay and you can add more hearts if that's going to be you. You guys love these giveaways. I appreciate all the love. So I'm finally back. I think I've been away from the scope for about a week, just trying to recover and travel, all that crazy stuff. I love your father's ministry. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Me too. That's why I work in it. And so I believe in it. So, hey, love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. 12 ingredients for kingdom success for leaders. All right, now I'm going to go take my wife out. So have a great evening. We'll do it again soon.